Tulsa King Season 2 Finale Review, an underwhelming epilogue to an uneven season. The Tulsa King Season 2 finale is an epilogue rather than a conclusion. Reconstruction, the 10th episode of Season 2, lacks much of the impact that viewers anticipate from television season finales. Rather, the Paramount Plus program seamlessly transitions between locations, summarizing its multiple plotlines, and mostly depends on a cliffhanger to entice viewers to return for a possible Season 3. Reconstruction tracks Dwight Manfredi and his team as they make plans for their personal and professional futures. Most of the characters who were formerly major dangers to that future disappear. Additionally, Reconstruction is a lethargic conclusion to a season that began just as softly, losing the impetus that was developed in between, even if one character dies in the episode. Tulsa King Season 2 finale struggles without conflict. Dwight faces very little opposition in Episode 10. The elimination of Jackie Ming by Tulsa King in Triad, Season 2, makes Episode 10 essentially meaningless. Once portrayed as Dwight's crafty, plotting competitor in both business and romance, Ming's ex-business partner Cal Thresher physically leaves following a negotiation with Dwight regarding his marijuana farm that is devoid of any genuine conflict. Bill Bevilacqua, Season 2's other main enemy, performs better because he helps resolve the show's largest unresolved end, but he also simply makes a deal with Dwight and leaves the bread $2. He merely does his usual ranting when Chicky shows around, because, back in the saddle, Season 2, Episode 1, only featured 42 minutes of Dwight's amazingness. The second season got off to a slow start. It's the same issue in Reconstruction. Dwight and his group are consistently achieving their goals. After some argument, Thresher concedes that he never really cared for the company anyhow when Dwight tells him he's taking over. Keep in mind that this person was a well-known and extremely successful businessman in Tulsa. In another scene, Mitch formally signs the documents to assume control of Donnie Shore's auto dealership. After another brief discussion, Armand is given his job back at Fenario Ranch. Ahanu and Dwight agree to form a partnership as well. Until the shocking conclusion, when Dwight is dragged from his bed and taken into custody by masked men, there is never a real threat to his safety. 8 in handcuffs, being led inside an unidentified facility by 2 black-clad men who menacingly say, "You work for us now." A brief sequence in which an FBI agent claims that Washington has asked for all of their information on Dwight Manfredi is the only clue as to who they are. This statement is unexpected for both the Bureau and the audience. If Dwight was arrested by the FBI, what does that plotline give that viewers didn't get at the conclusion of Season 1? It would have been wiser to lay some foundation for this notion. He will have more issues with the federal government, but it will be with a different agency. The remainder of Dwight's group doesn't get any character development. Since Tyson Mitchell doesn't appear in Episode 10, it appears that his storyline about turning into a real gangster ended in Episode 9. It's still difficult to care about Joanne Manfredi's business ideas for higher plane, and Tina Manfredi doesn't show up at all because she was ordered back to New York. The majority of Goody's time is spent on the sidelines. When Mitch reveals his first commercial for the car dealership, Garrett Hedlund has a good time, but the laughter don't make up for the comparatively slow action. Furthermore, it nearly seems as though Dwight is explaining to the audience where the entire series stands by giving a lengthy speech to the gathering staff near the end of the episode. Rather of serving as a true season conclusion, Tulsa King Season 2 Episode 10 is more of a coda to what has already occurred with a hint for the upcoming season. It's too easy, and it's too comparatively calm. Dwight finishing the season with a victory is perfectly acceptable. It's a welcome change of pace, especially since the previous season didn't end well for him. But since the episode featured not one, but 3 persons who had opposed Dwight at some point, there was a lot more that could have been done with it. More action, more tension, and even some emotion could have been included. For instance, what if Dwight called his daughter to see how she was doing and to remind the audience that their connection was harmed by this victory?